Hey everyone, it's Steven from Tostemac, and as you've probably guessed, this isn't the usual Saturday autism vlog that you've all come to know and love, and I really appreciate your support. Instead, I wanted to take a few minutes to get something off my chest. Something that I've been thinking about for a while now. And no, I'm not talking about the end of the channel or some stupid thing like that, far from it. It's just that over the past couple of weeks, I've been looking at myself in the mirror. And no, I'm not talking about the camera preview screen on the side, although that does really help with recording sometimes. No, I meant an actual mirror. And if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't really like what I see. And it's for a majority of reasons, really. And it's not you guys. You guys are really good. It's just me. The first reason I could think of was like, back when I was still in the university, like UMBC, I was pursuing my bachelor's degree in photography, thinking about the idea that as soon as college was done, I could just jump into a photography dream job and make a substantial amount while still loving the job and doing what I'm very passionate about, which is basically something that my dad always emphasized on, finding what you love doing and learning how to make a living off of it. And eventually I did find a photography job right out of college, which was basically being a school portrait photographer. You know how they did like all the yearbooks and the senior portraits? Yeah, it was basically that. So I thought, yeah, it'd be pretty cool, I'd give it a shot. But as a couple of years went by, I started to notice a few things. The job I was at was not as glamorous as everyone cracked it up to be. And with the amount I was making, and mind you, this was without any benefits, the amount I was making, I couldn't even afford to rent an apartment room or something like that, hence why you probably see me in here the majority of the time. But most importantly of all was that I stopped having fun at the job. It eventually became such a repetitive chore, and I kept on being sent to so many faraway places that took a lot out of my car and whatnot, and I just stopped enjoying it. I stopped having fun. So eventually, for my own sake, I actually left the job, and over the next few months I had to struggle to find a new one. I was hoping to ideally find a new photography and videography job, that way I could still keep doing what I love doing. But the problem was, everywhere I looked, they had these ridiculous requirements like 5 or 10 years experience, and I had no idea where to get that from. So, I mean, eventually I did find a new full-time job, so don't worry, I'm still employed and whatnot. I got a new full-time job. It has benefits, and the people I'm working with are absolutely awesome. But the thing is, in order for me to actually get into that job in the first place, I first had to swallow my pride as an artist. And that meant accepting the fact that I was not ready or capable at the point where I could do what I love doing and make a living out of it. And it was really hard. It was a tough pill to swallow, as the saying goes, because I couldn't really imagine myself in any other job that didn't involve photography and videography. But when times get tough, you have to adapt, have to make do with what you have. Which kind of leads me to the second thing I didn't like about myself is I've seen people all over the internet and all around the world, whether it be YouTube stars like Markiplier and several others, or people with their own sites like Rooster Teeth and whatnot. There are many people around my age that are like 2 to 3 times more successful than me, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, back when I was in school, I was like a model student. I followed all the rules, got all the work done, got all good grades, And I just couldn't understand any of it. How could so many other people be more successful than me around my age when I, who was basically the ideal model, citizen, student, whatever you want to call it, followed everything, and yet somehow I'm not where I want to be? It just didn't make any sense. I mean, yes, I'm making good progress right now. Like the YouTube channel just hit 300 subscribers. I'll make a separate video for that another time. And I have 2 books published, but I'm still not where I want to be. And it's just kind of upsetting. Yeah, very upsetting. The last thing that I don't like about myself, and which is probably maybe one of the most obvious for you if you've seen me in several other videos, and probably looking at this right now, right around here and a few other places, that is that I'm overweight. I'm fat. And this was really hard for me to confront. Believe me, like at first I wasn't really concerned about it, but I'm starting to get to an age where I really do need to think about it. Like, I'm not talking about just appearance or professional appearance and whatnot, but also my health as well. Because like when you hit a certain age, your body stops becoming as invincible as you once believed it to be. Like the stuff you do early on eventually starts to come back to bite you in the butt later, and I've started to notice that in some ways. I mean, none of it's life-threatening. It's just several things I'm noticing that's becoming a bit of an inconvenience. And so the reason I'm taking all this time to talk about these issues is that I believe that when you face your own problems or confront your own personal issues that you have, there are 3 things you can do about it. You can either ignore it or put it off the side, like unfortunately I've been for the past few years. You could either accept it as a part of you, that's just who you are, or if you really want to and are really committed to, try to change something. And given those choices and thinking about where I want to be in the next few years, I feel like I need to change. I need to change all the things that, oh, not all the things I'm doing, but a lot of the things that I'm doing to make myself a better person. Because I want to be someone that people can come to for not only laughter and happiness, but also to learn, to be inspired, to reach greater heights than what you've ever thought of before. And if I'm not willing to put in my best, if I'm not willing to give it my all the time, then what reason do I give others to be inspired by me or even listen to me for that matter? And I know some of you may be thinking, Steven, you're too hard on yourself. But where I want to go in the future, I have to be. Like, I believe that there can be no harder critique or critic about me than me. Because if I do not push myself to greater heights, if I'm not committed to becoming greater than I am now, then what's the point? What does that make me? How could I become a great person if I'm constantly having other people trying to push me there rather than me just getting myself over there? So I decided that as of today, from this point onward, I am going to do my best to be a better person. Not only with some of the habits I've been doing, like with the weight, I'm gonna go on a diet, I'm gonna go do some exercises, I'm gonna talk to a doctor on like what are some things I could do to lose weight and stay fit. But I'm also gonna be working harder towards what I want to do. It's like getting my books out there and doing better on my YouTube channel and delivering the content that you guys want to see and enjoy and hopefully learn a thing or two from And yeah, it's basically the goal. So hopefully just to improve myself, to get to a point where I can be a man that I can be proud of, that I feel very accomplished. Not just for me, but for you guys as well. Actually felt pretty good. Yeah, so that's basically it. This was just me getting something off my chest. If you guys were actually taking the time to watch this vlog, I really want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this. It was just something I had to say to reaffirm my decision. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. You know, all the usual spiel, and until the next video, see you later.